What's up guys, JNO United here and welcome back to another Game Week preview. We're looking at Game Week 26, we're going to look at my team, the fixtures, and we're going to have a look at Premier Punt where you can join me in the JNO United Challenge and try and win yourself some money this Valentine's weekend. And then we're going to talk about Dmitri Payet. All of that coming up in Game Week 26 preview.
What's up guys, JNO here and welcome to JNO United. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and remember, it's all about the game.
Okay guys, without any further ado, let's have a look at the team and see who I'm lining up with going into Game Week 26. The lineup is as follows. We have Butland in goal against Bournemouth. I'm looking for Stoke and Butland to start rediscovering the form they had recently just before Christmas, because they've kind of fallen off recently, but I'm putting money on Butland having a good performance against Bournemouth. Fingers crossed anyway. But we do now have a new transfer in. Fraser Forster of Southampton is on the bench, so who knows, I may swap him in. He has looked really good in goal for Southampton and is probably the main reason Southampton have upped their clean sheets recently. We have Aaron Cresswell, Ashley Williams and Azpilicueta in defence. Simpson and Alderweireld aren't making it because I see those games as potentially high scoring games, so I don't want to risk those two defenders, even though Toby Alderweireld has been a mainstay in my defence recently. But Cresswell coming up against Norwich, Ashley Williams coming up against Southampton, and Dave Azpilicueta coming up against Newcastle. I think they all got a good chance of getting some clean sheets. Then in midfield we have Dmitri Payet, Dele Alli, Roberto Firmino and Mesut Ozil, with Mahrez on the bench for now. But as you'll find out later, I'm seriously considering Payet in my team at the moment, but I will explain that all later. So Mahrez may come in for Dmitri Payet. And then up front we have Ighalo, who's on his last legs for me to be honest, Sergio Aguero and Harry Kane. Now, Ighalo has unfortunately come into my team just a bit too late. I seem to have missed out on all the form he had recently. But coming up against Crystal Palace, I'm hoping he can rediscover it and get some goals. And to be honest, if Watford score, it's probably coming from Ighalo and Troy Deeney. And then Harry Kane and Aguero coming up against each other. One of the teams is going to win, I reckon. I don't see it being a 0-0 draw. These two are the likely candidates to score, so hopefully some of them get me points. At the moment I've got Firmino as captain, but I'm a bit worried having watched Sturridge play against West Ham in the FA Cup. Will Sturridge play up front? Firmino is in the side because he had that up front berth, and I'm a bit worried it's going to be taken away from him now, but at least I know he will play. My other choices are probably Payet and Mesut Ozil. Maybe I could even go with a cheeky Odion Ighalo captaincy, but I'm really worried about my captaincy pick this week to be honest, and I'll be keeping a very sharp eye on the captaincy polls that numerous FPL sites do. If we have a look at the fixtures, I'm looking at Man United probably going to beat Sunderland, but you never know this Man United side, but they have looked good recently, so Man United players could pick you up some points, and unfortunately I don't have any. I'm looking at Everton probably to keep up their goal scoring form against West Brom, who haven't been that good on their travels. I'm hoping West Ham can go to Norwich and perform, with Dmitri Payet getting some assists like he did in the FA Cup. I reckon Chelsea should trounce Newcastle, but Newcastle have looked better since they've signed Jonjo Shelvey. And hopefully Liverpool destroy Aston Villa, as I've got Roberto Firmino as my captain at the moment. And then of course there's the big games of the game week. We have Arsenal versus Leicester and Man City versus Spurs. And if Leicester can beat Arsenal, then I think it's about time we all consider Leicester being the Barclays Premier League champions. And if we move on to Premier Punt, this is the team I'm going into the Challenge the Pundits pot with, and we have Fraser Forster in goal, Charlie Daniels, Ivanovic and Aaron Cresswell in defence. We have Willian, Ross Barkley, Jesse Lingard and Dmitri Payet in the midfield, with Costa, Lukaku and Benik up front. And I'm hoping this team will get me back to my winning ways in the Challenge the Pundits pot. And as you can see on the screen there, right at the top you've got JNO's challenge. It's a £1 entry. There'll be a link in the description below and the password is certified, and you could possibly win the JNO's challenge and you could be featured on the Game Week 26 review. And just to prove to you that it should be pretty easy to at least beat me, but maybe not other people that enter, you can see on the screen, this is the side I put into JNO's challenge. And we have people that don't even play, like Harper, Leroy Fer, just loads of cheap people who haven't scored any points recently. and De Silva is up front. That may be Pato, I don't know who that is to be honest. I just quickly picked a team so I could start the challenge. Back to the FPL, and we can see in the Certified Super League I'm coming up against Rob H26, who is top of the Certified Super League, so I really need to get a result against Rob H26 to close that gap and potentially get top in my own head-to-head league. Rob H26 last week got 80 points, which is a great score for last game week. We can see that Jan Matt, Eric Dyer, Scott Dan, Roberto Firmino, who he captained, Mesut Ozil and Lukaku all got him some big points to have a very good game week for Rob H26. And finally we get to the bit where I talk about a player or give my own advice, and I'm looking at the last 4 game weeks of Dmitri Payet. He has played well, everyone has said he's looked good, and he's one of the main reasons the West Ham side are playing the way they are playing at the moment. But if we actually have a look at the stats as far as an FPL point scorer goes, it's not looking too good for the last 4 game week. The pluses he's had is minutes per chance created. He creates a chance every 27.3 minutes, which is 6th best for a midfielder. Chances created, he's created 14, which is 2nd best for a midfielder. And successful crosses, he's had 12, which is joint first for a midfielder. But he's had no goals and no assists, which means very few points. He's had no major goal threat at all in the last 4 game weeks, not being in the top 10 for any single goal scoring stat that you can look at for FPL. And the reason I'm doubting putting him in is because if we have a look at the midfielders that offer a goal threat in the FPL, we can see you have the likes of Barkley, Dele Alli, Christian Eriksen, even players like Eric Lamela. With 3 games he has had more of a goal scoring threat. We have Andre Ayew, who's also had a goal scoring threat, especially as he's been put up front recently. You've got Roberto Firmino, again with an up front berth, who has a great goal scoring threat. Alexis Sanchez is back. You have Oscar, you have Mahrez, who is starting to find form again, and Leicester have a really easy fixture list coming up after this Arsenal game. And you've got Sigurdsson, who's starting to find the net. So is there place for Dmitri Payet in my 5-man midfield? Leave in the comments down below if you think I should keep Dmitri Payet or not, as I'm having a dilemma about it. Let me know your thoughts, as well as letting me know who you're captaining for this game week 26, and how you're planning to get around the fixtures when teams start to have double game weeks and blanks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm glad I could bring you a game week 25 review and a game week 26 preview this week. I've been JNO, you've been awesome, and remember, it's all about the game.